What's going on, everybody? Lewis here. How you all doing? I've got super important topic to talk about with you all today. It's kind of one that can be a little bit difficult, a little bit cringy for some people. I hate to use that word, but that's a reaction that people may have. So I'm going to get into the mechanisms, the understanding, and the solution of the the concept of validation and seeking validation. Why do we do it? How to get out of that loop. Stay tuned. If you end up by liking the video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps a ton when it comes to reaching a wider audience with this channel, so thank you ahead of time. So first, I want to start off by really emphasizing the need to have grace and compassion with yourself around this topic, because it can seem so shameful when we are becoming aware of our patterns of seeking validation from other people. A lot of times we'll just deny that we're even doing it in the first place. I've done it. Gosh, it's one that takes some time to come through, to work through as well. So in my own life, I've gone through it and I've noticed it, and it takes a lot of patience. I can say that. And this first part, I want to really talk about us on the side of the compassion, the self forgiveness, because we don't know any better. That's why we're being compassionate. We don't realize what we're doing. It's subconscious, it's programming. So, like all of these reprogramming topics, we really have to catch ourselves and be graceful with ourselves when we're starting to beat ourselves up, because I've done it over, and it just causes more resistance when we're harsh on ourselves for making mistakes or going back through the loop of seeking validation in this case, because that's how the world works. Honestly, we go through slips and falls and cycles and ups and downs, and it's not a linear path to healing. It's, you don't become aware of something and be like, oh, I'm not going to do that again, and then boom. Try and ask that to anybody who has tried to eat healthier, lose weight, overcome smoking or any addiction, or make any change. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's a cyclical process. So it's meant to be that way. Whatever creative force, the universe, God, or whoever created this third dimension, created duality, contrast, hot and cold, black and white, yin and yang, and made it a very cyclical nature. We got 4 seasons. Things don't happen. There's astrological seasons. Things don't happen in a linear way. They don't happen in a linear way in our bodies either. We have cycles. We have cycles where different hormones are produced, especially women. So just understanding that will help you have the compassion needed to work through this validation stuff. Anywho, moving on. The next main point I want to talk about is catching yourself and taking data. So analyzing your times where you are seeking validation. So me personally, I did it in a lot of ways as well. For instance, it all starts in childhood, right? So understanding where the stuff comes from is key to overcoming almost anything. So it comes in from childhood. We started maybe seeking validation from our parents so that we can gain acceptance and feel good about ourselves, because we were rewarded for doing good things and prosecuted and disciplined for doing bad things, quote unquote, whatever that means, right? And so we were trained to basically exude qualities that will get us rewards versus exude qualities that will get us punished. So, very simple, right? If you look at it that way. Now, now that you understand the roots a little bit more, it's good to journal about that stuff too when you start understanding your roots and learning about them. So write that down when you recognize where it came from in your childhood. Me personally, I was always the kind of the rebel. I'm the middle child, so my sister was the smart one, and I didn't get good grades, and I had trouble focusing. And my way of getting validation was doing backflips and cartwheels and skateboarding. And the thing is, in my own dysfunctional patterning, I sought validation in roundabout ways because that got me attention from my mom, but not good attention. It got me, basically, she was obviously upset when I broke my arm skateboarding. I remember that. Or I don't remember if I broke my arm skateboarding, but I would fall skateboarding. I broke my arm at some point. And now she has to take me to the hospital, and she was upset at me. But I remember at least her focus was on me, and her attention was on me during that time, and I needed that, or I wanted that attention, and especially if you have other brothers and sisters. So ways that I would get validation from other people going forward was do it. I was like the stunt man, I even it grew as I became a personal trainer when I was older. I was like, yay, I can be super fit, and look, this gets me validation. And that's when I really started to notice it actually, and take note and start to overcome that. And there could be multiple reasons why you do things, not just for validation. You might also just like how it feels. Like I liked doing backflips, and I liked my fitness, and it made got my blood pumping, but it also got me attention from other people. And the thing is validation and approval are similar and work similarly, but maybe different. Just know your own things that get you validation or approval, or whether or not it's a healthy kind of validation. Like mine wasn't a very kind of healthy validation. But we all have our things, right? So I would start to journal about this stuff. And another thing I noticed myself do is I would have conversations with people in my head sometimes since I started meditating and journaling. And I notice sometimes I have to explain myself to other people. And in my head, sometimes I'll be walking down the street in the morning. It's like 6 in the morning and quiet. And I live almost on the countryside. And I'm just like having a conversation with somebody in my head, like explaining them, trying to justify why I do what I do. Like to my boss, I sent in that report late because I was busy taking a call, and just time that took a lot of time, and I feel like I had to explain myself to get their validation. And I was like, well, yeah, that starts from when you're young too, having to explain it. And I laugh at it now. I used to be harsh on myself when I catch myself doing it, but why am I explaining myself to people in my head so I can feel validated in why I do things? So, and just by journaling about it and becoming aware of the thoughts, meditating and journaling, I bring this up over and over again. It's like mental health hygiene. It really is. So the more frequently you do it, the more self-aware you become, and the more likely you're not going to do it again. If you make that choice, you're like, I don't want to do that anymore. It's all a personal choice, but as I started to take note of those things and had this new intention of, this is the final point of the video, point 3, the strategy forward, making affirmations about yourself helps. So I know my worth. That's a powerful one. I know my worth. I accept myself. So my cup is full basically by saying that. I know my worth. I know my value. When you say that, the need to explain yourself to other people or get validation from other people may fall away more and more. And this takes time and practice. This one took a long time for me because I had a lot of low self-worth and a lot of shame, and I felt really stupid growing up, and I had to really, this one took, honestly, some mental reprogramming takes longer than others, and this one took me 7 years or something like that, but it got better and better and better each year. It came in the little cycles, like I said, and it's valuable and important to do because this is one of the most freeing things you can do. So it's worth doing before, me in the past be like, oh, that sounds like so much work. I don't want to do that. It pays off. So that's why you do this. This carries over to all kinds of things. People don't walk on you so much anymore. They don't mess with you so much anymore when you know your worth. You feel more stern. It's a waste of energy always trying to get people's approval and validation, actually, and I notice that now. So accept yourself 100%, even your challenges or your flaws, like some people would call them, your quirks. And this accept that your skills may be different than others. For some people are good at some things and some people are good at other things. I have my strengths. There's scientists out there, and there's football players, and there's artists. We are not all the same, and you really got to own your unique self. And I would affirm this to myself over and over and over and over and over again. And it's pretty much gone for me now. Once in a while, I catch myself having a conversation with myself, trying to explain myself to other people. And it doesn't affect me anymore, like cause like this strong feeling, this pain, this shame, or anything like that. I just kind of like laugh at it now, and it just flies by, because thoughts are just the monkey mind. They're not real. They're just, if you're into meditation, you know this, they're just little bits of information that flow through you. It's when we really start to identify with thoughts and internalize them and entertain them that they become very problematic. So now I don't entertain those thoughts. I just speak back to that thoughts like, no, I know my worth. I don't need to explain myself. So powerful. Write it down, affirm it over and over again. Make that your mantra. So 1, self-compassion, really important. 2, know thyself, know where things came from, and analyze yourself. Take note of your daily patterns, meditate on them, know where in childhood they stemmed from. And 3, know your worth, know your strengths. And the know your worth thing, it can seem like being cocky or arrogant to some people who don't like. People who are confident to me before used to seem arrogant, but there is a fine line you can cross. You could become cocky or egotistical, yes, but no, knowing your strength and knowing your worth doesn't mean you're cocky right away. It means that you know that you've put hard work and effort into the things that you're good at, and you should shine that and know that is a strength of yours, and not just put yourself down and look at the floor just to make other people, it's usually manipulative people, controlling people, so they can feel superior. No, know your strengths, know your worth, and know when you also need to be humble and learn. So if you also feel like you need to learn a new skill, yeah, do it. Great. Add to your toolkit. That's always important. We're learning until we die. So know your worth already and your strengths, but yes, you can learn new things too. That's my last tip. Educate yourself. That also helps you feel more confident and gain the awareness that you need to not have to seek validation and approval from other people. This is all I have to say about this very important topic. If you have anything to share about this, please do in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story. So again, like and subscribe to the channel. If you found value in it, it helps a ton. Many thanks. Peace.